Well, YouTube is rolling out a new type of content called shows, which fundamentally change how your content is organized and consumed on the platform. Now, as a creator, this could be an opportunity to capture massive watch time and capitalize on the rapid growth of connected TV viewership, if you're making the right content. Now, a shout out to Nate Curtis, who posted a long X thread giving more insight and what you need to know to take advantage of this update to your channel. So in this video, we're going to talk about what shows is, what YouTube tells us about shows, what Nate is telling us about shows, having studied it himself already, and how you actually go about setting shows up, because it's popping up on a lot of channels right now, including mine. So I'm going to tell you all about it. So let's start off with shows. Now, from a layman's terms, in my mind, how this is going to roll out is shows are essentially like a TV show, like an episodic show, a show that has a defined format and order. So it could be seasons of shows. You might have 6 shows in a season. You might have 52 shows in a season. You might call your season a year. But basically think about a format of a video that you do on a regular basis that would be a series, whether it's episodic, so it follows one after the other, has a structured storyline, or whether it's just a series, like think of a home handyman show where you're doing episodes on home handymanship, but they don't necessarily have to be watched in order. So you can have different types of structured shows. Think Netflix, think TV, broadcast television, and so forth, where we've got shows that turn up every week, turn up every month, turn up every day even, but on YouTube. So it's going to be on YouTube. The main place people are going to be able to see shows is on the TV. So let's break down some of the points that Nate makes, and we can broadly understand what shows is. And then later in the video, I'm going to show you what YouTube says about shows and how you're going to put it all together and start setting up shows on your channel. So first, let's hit some points that Nate made in his Twitter thread a few weeks ago, and what we can learn from it. So we're going from playlists to structured seasons. Traditional playlists lack structure and make it cumbersome for viewers to follow a series. The new shows feature fixes this by converting playlists into numbered episodes within seasons, hosted on a dedicated show page featuring your custom artwork. TV viewing is the fastest growing segment on YouTube, with TV revenue jumping 30% in just 1 year. The show's layout abandons the old mobile-centric design and copies highly successful layouts from streaming giants like Netflix and Prime. To help you convert a single viewer into a full season watch time, shows include a continue watching row and will automatically play the next episode when one finishes. The show's pages you are getting are the exact same product YouTube originally built for its paid primetime channels, like Paramount Plus and Showtime. YouTube realized independent channels were already making high-quality shows and decided to give creators this premium layout for free. Now, YouTube shut down its own YouTube Original Studio in 2022 because its goal is now to help creators distribute content rather than make the media themselves. They are not competing with you for this Prime TV slot. They're actively looking to promote your shows on it. Now, there's an earlier adopter advantage here, so you need to act now. Channels that build shows this year will get recommended placement across the app, while those who ignore the update risk losing a year of watch time and remaining a disjointed list of separate videos. So here's some actionable steps to set up a show on YouTube before we get into the nuts and bolts. The first tip is to categorize your show as a serial. If your story must be watched in order, think of a series like Doctor Who or NCIS or something like that. Or non-serial if a viewer can drop in on any topic, the aforementioned home handyman show. Upload high-quality professional artwork, including a text poster, a backdrop, a title treatment, and as YouTube will display this art on browse pages on TV. Number your seasons clearly. Design your thumbnails so they look great on a 55-inch TV screen rather than just optimizing for mobile phones. Now, YouTube haven't put out a lot of information about shows just yet, but there is one page that they've put on the help page, as you can see right here, called Create Shows from Your Videos. This is going to talk to us about what YouTube is telling us about YouTube shows and some of the points about getting it set up and how to go about creating a show in the nuts and bolts in the back end of YouTube Studio. So let's look at this one. Let's look at the page first, and then we'll jump over to Studio and actually have a look what it looks like in real time. Here it says, when you create a show, you can organize your videos in seasons and episodes. You can also add metadata like descriptions and artwork for the show. Shows may be eligible to appear in search as well as under recommended shows and continue watching. So there's going to be some places where this is going to show up, TV primarily, but we're going to see maybe that there's going to be some ways that these are also going to show up in the show format on other devices, whether mobile or desktop. Okay, this is how YouTube explains what a show is on YouTube. A show is a collection of high-quality episodes with a clear connection across episodes. Here are some common characteristics of shows and best practices to follow. Consistent story or topic. Features the same characters or hosts telling one long story or talk about a similar topic in each video. A consistent look and feel. Use the same intro, the same style of thumbnails, and the same video format. High quality video and sound. Filming and editing videos well helps viewers know that your show is worth their time. Videos with no visuals likely won't be considered as a show. So YouTube are looking for a minimum sort of viable quality for videos that are going to appear in shows. So keep that in mind. Maybe 4K as a minimum, just like this video is being recorded 4K right now. I haven't done a lot of 4K in a while myself. You can convert an existing playlist to a show or create a new show. So that's good to know, because you might already have a series set up just using playlist feature that doesn't have all the extra show bits and pieces, which you'll be able to convert and add. Your show can be either non-serial or serial. We mentioned it at the top of the video. Non-serial is the most common. Episodes can be watched in any order and are listed newest to oldest. Non-serial is automatically selected when converting a playlist to a show. Serial episodes are intended to be watched in sequential order and are listed oldest to newest. To convert an existing playlist to a show, sign into YouTube Studio. From the left menu, select Content, click Playlists, hover over the playlist you'd like to convert, and click Options. Click Set a Show. Note by default, all videos from the selected playlist are added as episodes to Season 1 of your show. So you can not only have episodes, but you can have seasons. If you manually set the order of the videos in your playlist, the episode numbers are assigned based on your specified order. If not, episode numbers are assigned based on oldest to newest by published date. Now, if you're creating a show from scratch, sign into YouTube Studio. In the top right corner, click Create and then click New Show. Set your show's details and click Done. We're going to go into that a little bit further. Now, there's some special things that you're going to need to do shows in addition to the videos of the aforementioned shows. Obviously, the videos are like any standard YouTube video. They're going to need a title and a thumbnail and all that. But the shows themselves will need the following. Add artwork. To make sure your show's artwork is clear, especially on larger screens, we recommend a minimum resolution of 1080p, but encourage 4K. Make 4K artwork wherever possible. The maximum file size you can upload is 10 megabytes, which is a little strange seeing we're encouraged to upload 4K thumbnails now, and we can do up to 50 megabytes. So this is a little odd, but let's go with the flow. But to keep in mind, 10 megabytes. At least it's bigger than the old 2 megabyte limit on thumbnails. You can upload 3 different types of artwork for your show. First of all, there's a texted poster art. Interesting name. We're recommending uploading this artwork. This artwork should include your show's stylized title or logo along with the poster art. It will appear on browse surfaces across YouTube. Now this will need to be an aspect ratio of 16:9, a resolution of 3840 by 2160, which is 4K, but a minimum, so you can be up to 4K or minimum of 1080p or 1080 by 1920 pixels. It must be a JPEG or a PNG. Now, there's also something called a backdrop, and this backdrop is an optional piece of artwork. It should include your show's poster art, but should not include the embedded show title or logo. So this is more of the general stylized background for your show page. Again, it should be 16:9, 4K, or down to 1080p. Again, JPEG or PNG. Now there's also something called title treatment. This artwork is also optional. It should include your show's title or logo on a transparent background. So this has to be a PNG, which we'll see in a second. It will appear on top of the backdrop on the show pages. Now this must be a 9:5 aspect ratio, which think of it as 1130 by 628 pixels. We're going to maybe make a little cheat sheet that you'll be able to download on this video. So look for that in the description. And the minimum down to 565 to 314. So this is a different piece of artwork again. We can dive deeper into what all this means. Title treatment means it's an artwork that shows the title or the logo where they can place it. Because it's transparent, they can place it wherever is appropriate for the surface that you're on, and it will move around and sit over top of your backdrop. Now, it's important to add episodes. So let's have a look at adding episodes and editing the episode order. To add episodes to your show, assuming we're logged in, of course, from the left menu, select Content, click Shows, click Add Content to add existing videos or playlists from your channel. Note, episode numbers are automatically assigned by publish date. Now, to edit the episode order, once you've added all the videos, when you set a playlist as a show, your YouTube orders videos by publish date. If you manually set the order of videos in your playlist, episode numbers are assigned based on your specified order. To edit your show's episode or season number, sign into Studio. From the left menu, select Content, click Shows, hover over the show you want to edit, then click Episodes. Find the episode you want to edit. Hover over the season or episode number, then click the downward arrow to edit. I'll just move that up so we can read the last note here. Editing or deleting an episode's number or season will automatically update the episode numbers assigned to other episodes. You got it? I think we need to get practical. Let's get practical. Okay, now we're on YouTube Studio on desktop. Now, where are you going to find this shows in the channel content tab? Because you can see down the left-hand side, I am already in content. Now, this is interesting. If we look across the top here, where we have increasing number of different tabs on the channel content page, the inspiration is always at the front. Whoever clicks on that, I don't think I've clicked on it in a long time. It obviously starts off on videos. That's where it defaults to. This is where all your videos live. Interestingly, we usually in past it's followed by shorts and lives and posts and playlists and podcasts and courses and so on. But they've gone and moved shows front and center ahead of shorts. This is going to tell you some importance that YouTube is placing on the show's feature. The fact that they're putting it immediately after videos. I think it's a mixture of it being important and a mixture of it actually being associated with long form video content, not live streams, not shorts, but pre-made videos, episodic videos that could be in a formatted series is what I'm trying to say. Spit it out, Doug. Okay, so we click on shows. When you start off for the first time, you're not going to see anything here. Create a new show or set an existing playlist as a show. We can click to learn more. If we click to learn more, that'll take you back to the page we were just looking at before we came here. Now we can set up a brand new show, or we can go into playlists. So let's say if we're going to convert a playlist first to a show. Now I do a live show every week, so I could technically turn my live show series into a show. Now the thing is, mine is news, and I don't know how episodic and how timely all that news is going to be. You can see my news show. I'm up to 52 weeks on this particular series. I've got 52 videos on there. So that's probably just over a year's worth of news content. So some of that could be a little bit outdated. So maybe I want to do that as an overarching series, but maybe then break it up into seasons, maybe based on the year or the quarter of the year or the first half of the year, second half of the year. So it could be some interesting things that we might want to do there. So what if we turned YouTube Creator News Live, this playlist, into a show? So what we would do is click on this and go to add show features. So we're basically turning this playlist into a show rather than just being a regular playlist. Obviously, I could turn it to a podcast by adding podcast features. That's a thing that you've been able to do for a while. Add show features. It says your playlist will get these features. It will appear as a show on YouTube. So obviously it's a different discovery method. Support seasons and show artwork. We dig it. Okay. This is where we do the show features, where we're going to add the banner in the backdrop. Now it's not asking me for that title and logo transparent there right now. It's only asking me for banner and backdrop, which is interesting. And below that, we've got a show structure. You can change this setting later. Now, I don't have to put the artwork in right now. Now, I don't have anything designed for this specifically. So it's something I want to consider before coming along here and doing this. The banner is going to have my show name and the backdrop and the imagery. The backdrop is just going to be imagery only, no text. The show structure, non-serial, most common, can be watched in any order. Serial is, of course, if it needs to be watched in order from episode 1 through to whatever the last episode might be. So I'm going to leave it on non-serial. I'm going to say done. We're going to come back and do the artwork later. That might be a separate video. Let's do a separate video dedicated to doing the artwork for shows. All right, it's processed for less than 30 seconds. So it was quite quick. Now you can see here, I'm still in the playlist part, but now it says it's presented as a show. Presentation, as playlist, as a show. Playlist, podcast. So you will see podcasts and shows in the playlist folder. But let's jump over to the shows tab to see what it looks like in the shows tab. So now I can see I have a single season of 52 episodes. Now the interesting thing about this is I might want to break that up into seasons. I wonder how I do that. Let's see what we can do here, what options we have. We've got the details tab that might help us. Shows us the videos in the list. We've got analytics, and we got where we can sort of demote it from shows just back to a regular playlist. Maybe change it to a podcast. We don't want to do any of that. Let's go into details and see what we have. Okay, details is basically where historically it would be a playlist, which would be a title, description, that all you have, and obviously the language setting, which I'm going to change that to English. I could put English Australia, but I'm just going to go formal English. Now, this description is going to be your show description. So you have 5,000 characters, just like a description of video. So highly advised you do write a compelling description that's probably going to be popping up on show pages, I would imagine. Now, I can then go down and add in the artwork that I have not yet added for this. Still not asking for that title artwork that it asked for, so it must be coming later, I would imagine. And that's all there is, so I can come back and put that in. Interesting, I can't do any seasonal settings there. I'm thinking that might be in under where we sort the videos, so it's going to click save because I did make a change there. Interestingly, we've got a little season thing, all or one. So now I got to consider what videos I'm going to put into a playlist. I might say, well, this is going to be season 1. You can see May, June. So this is all 2025. So maybe I want to do all of the rest of 2025 as season 1. When I get to January 2026, we're going to make this season 1. It's just an episode. How do I change it to? Okay, we're learning as we go here. I don't know how to change the season number. If I put 2 in here, And then so episode 1. You can see now I've got 4 episodes into season 2. You can jump between the seasons. The reason why you don't see the ones below changing is because they stay on season 1 until you move into season 2. So you go back to season 1. I've put all of January 2026 into season 2. So all I did was click that. Because I've done the first one, then it says season 1 of 2. So now I knew that there was 2 seasons. I just changed it to season 2, and then it says of 4. So then I picked 5 here. So that puts it in episode 5. And then you will see that that will disappear out of season 1. That was February 7th. It's now disappeared. Now I just have to move the rest of 2026 into season 2. And I will have already 2 seasons of my live show. Obviously, I've got older episodes that I could probably add back into some of the earlier seasons as well. So, hey, so yeah, season 1 ends on December 27, 2025. Let's close this. I had 13 episodes in it because it's only half a year. And I'll probably skip some weeks. And let's see if these are all in order. So say April 11, for example, we've got to change the episode number to 13. Let's do that real quick. It needs to be 13. So then that should change the order. It's a pity we can't just like drag the order like you can in playlists, just drag them up and down. That's sort of interesting, but I guess because they're in seasons, they need to see episodic order. Now I'm going to fix that up, the rest of that up off screen. So one thing we haven't totally figured out yet is how this is going to all appear on the TV, what it's going to look like. I still haven't added artwork, which we can do in a separate video. So stay tuned. This is turning into a little series on shows. So this is episode 1. This is like the main one, but we're going to follow up on specifically, let's do some artwork. We'll do an artwork design and how to apply it to this. And then the third video, what we're going to do is look at exactly how it looks for the user. We'll go searching to find out how it looks for the user, how it looks on TV, and can we find it appear in other places on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. If you want to follow that series, make sure to check the playlist for those 3 videos. If this is video number 1 of 3, it's going to appear right here. And if you want to make sure to keep following more of the things I do, including the YouTube news, then make sure to click subscribe. But in the meantime, this is Doug, and I'll catch you later.